Hello everyone, Erica from ericarock.com. Today I want to discuss what a true healing process looks like. And before I get into that, I want to say that our entire lives are not meant to be about healing. Healing is a phase that precedes moving into the phase of thriving. And living full out, living large, living like shining your light to the greatest capacity and sharing your unique gifts and talents that you came here to share. So when we are in that healing phase and when you move into the thriving phase, it's not that challenges don't arise. Things do arise, but your highs are higher and your lows are higher. And the things that arise, you tend to observe them. You witness them. You create space around them for the grace of the infinite to come in and a lot of times resolve things for you. The more space you can give something, the better. Because it is in the space and in the letting go and in the acceptance that the solutions can come in, that you can hear guidance, intuition as to how to interact with this issue, with this challenge. And over time, you become more graceful at it. You know, there's so many phases to the healing journey. And we hear the voice of the egoic self, or I like to call it the false self. But we also hear the voice of our divine self, our higher self. And as we elevate in vibration and frequency, it's not that you don't hear the voice of the false self, but the voice of the higher self, the divine self, becomes stronger and more potent. And you hear it very clearly. And listening to that perspective always feels better. And so we respond more and more and more from that higher self, divine self perspective. So in the sessions that I do, we clear a lot of energetic blockages because I have found, because I love to do spiritual activations and initiations so much, but it's in the clearing, the deep clearing at the cellular level, clearing the chakras, the nadis, meridians, the organs, the cells, that we heal so much faster. And we start to experience our dream life. Manifesting starts to become very easy. It's almost like there was a phase in my awakening where I was really focused on manifesting what I wanted in my life. And as I elevated, I just let go. And with the lightest touch of like a butterfly's wing, I plant little seeds, I do little prayers, I send things out, and then I sit back and I let it go. And I let things unfold. Currently, I'm so in the process of accepting and flowing with life, setting the intention that everything that comes to me is for my highest and greatest good, and I let things show up. I let the story of my life unfold, and I flow with it, and I go with it. It wasn't always like that, believe me, but there are so many different phases, and one is being really focused on wanting to manifest your dream life. And in order to do that, because there's intention, there's visualizing it, there's feeling it, feeling like you have it now, But in order for all of that to click into place optimally, we've got to clear out what's underneath that's stopping from that creation to come into the here and now. So when we clear, we do energetic healing and activations, things start happening. And a lot of the energy blockages we have are stuck in the chakras, but they can be, I've found them all throughout the body. I've found them in hair. I literally clear hair now, clear the hair follicles and all of that. So we clear things out. And as we clear things out, a lot of the cellular debris, unresolved emotional content, cellular memories, feelings, they can start to rise to the surface. And if you don't expect it, if no one tells you that that is perhaps what is going to happen, you become very confused. And at first blush, it looks like things are getting worse. However, with the proper understanding, those things are coming up for you to see them, to be aware, and to sit back and let it move through. You know, there was a point in my awakening where my guides kept saying to me, become transparent. Become transparent. Let things just flow through you like water, like wind, like a warm breeze, just, and observe it and bless it as it's moving up and out. So not only can these things start to happen, but I've seen for a lot of people, and this happened to me, that as your vibration shifts and rises, things in your life that do not serve you, soul contracts with people that have expired, there can be a mass exodus of people in your life, and you can feel, if you don't understand what's happening, like you're losing things, like your life is falling apart. It's falling apart to be reconfigured to a more harmonious, coherent geometry. And so there's this space in between a mass exodus of things leaving your life that do not serve you. And there's some lag time where you feel like you're hanging in limbo before the new comes in. And in that time of limbo, it's like optimal to just be so loving. Self-care will be so important during this time. Prayer, journaling, connecting with people that actually see you for the glorious, magnificent, radiant being of light that you are. Surround yourself with the company of saints. But relationships that need to come to an end, they will go. And, you know, as human beings, we have a tendency to want to run from things, not fully feel things, stuff things down, suppress it, especially if it's painful. But it's so important that we allow it to move. And in this place, like literally body movement is super, super effective. Body movement, salt baths, going out in nature, swimming in the ocean, bathing in some sunlight, bathing in the moonlight, doing some crystal healing, clearing your space more, using the tools from nature like Palo Santo, frankincense, copal. So the self-care is so important self-care is always important, but especially during this phase where you're kind of like in limbo. It's important to feel yourself, connect with the light, connect with the higher power of your heart's understanding so you can lean on that higher power. Nurturing that relationship will be one of the most important decisions you ever make. Like really, literally right now, make a decision to connect so deeply, so personally with a higher power of your heart's understanding so that you have that relationship to lean on. and make it personal, not some like amorphous idea of something like way out there inside of you. No, 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 no. This is the time to turn in to that divine fire, that divine spark within you. See, feel, allow, imagine it, expand it out, let it fill your whole being, and start to speak to it. This is your higher self. This is your higher power, and it will begin to speak back. But we've got to get still, and we've got to be silent to hear it. During this phase 2, if you really want to heal, you're going to need to make some important decisions. Things that are outdated, that no longer serve you, it's so important to let them go. And leap with full faith and trust into the unknown. You're not losing anything, you're gaining everything. Because if something's outdated, it's holding you back. And this can come in a myriad of forms. I've seen like foods, your relationship with food and the foods you eat need to shift and change. The things that you're drinking might need to shift and change. Your environment may need to change. The people in your life may need to change. What you do for a career may need to change. Where you live might need to change. Who you allow into your space and who you share energy with may need to change. You're going to need to make important decisions because this is your life and it's sacred, and you only have one in this body, in this form. We live forever. We're eternal beings, but you know what I mean? Like, you only get this one shot at you. So don't fuck around with it. Honor it. Honor yourself. Love yourself enough to do what's right for you. Unapologetically, fiercely, but with love and a whole lot of grace. Okay? Once the energy blocks start transmuting, leaving, and you're doing all the great things for yourself for the process, opportunities start to come in. You start to magnetize and call in the things that you've always wanted, things that you didn't even know you wanted, beyond your wildest imaginings. And this is the time where we decide we're enough. I deserve this. I deserve this happiness. I deserve this abundance. I deserve an awesome life. This is the time to make those decisions and not to counteract it with any like hidden agendas or whatever. Because all these beliefs, when we clear energy blocks, old beliefs, patterns, predispositions, conditioning, stuff from your lineage, it's going to come up. And I know that at first it might look like life is getting worse. It is not. Things are crumbling. Things need to be destroyed for the new harmonic to be created. Okay? So as you go through a true authentic healing process, because there's a lot of different energy work out there that it makes you feel good, gives you like a vibrational lift, and then everything seems to kind of go back to the way it was. Not the way I do it. Not the way I do it. I had this one girl, bless her heart, she started doing my once a month energy upgrade telecalls. And a lot of stuff came up for her in the first few months, and she emailed me. She's like, I'm feeling worse, and bless her heart, she listened to her heart. She listened to her soul. And I just lovingly like held her hand through it. I'm like, hang in there, the best is yet to come. It's just so many people are not living their true authentic lives as their true authentic selves. They're living via their conditioning. They've been told, oh, you need to, go to college and then get married and then have children and have the house with the white picket fence and get this career and do this, this, and this. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. If that's like authentic to you and you truly want it and it's not based on your conditioning, awesome. But a lot of people are living lives, and as they awaken, they come to realize, and they look around and say, what the fuck did I do? They made a lot of choices based on conditioning. And then everything falls apart a lot of times. And we have to recreate, and we have to step into our authenticity, and we have to stand in our power and our light and our truth. And feel, discern what feels optimal for me. And make choices based on that. Because here's a truth that I learned, is that any choice, any decision that is for your highest and greatest self is also for everybody else's highest and greatest self, whether they can see it in the moment or not. And if you really hold on to that wisdom nugget and you live from that place, life becomes very simple. Very simple. You make decisions and the guilt is not there. The fear is not there. Making decisions based on that truth brings a lot of courage, a lot of strength, a lot of clarity. So, how are you going to proceed in your healing journey now that you know what a true healing journey looks like? And remember, healing is just a phase, and then we move into the thriving phase, and then we move into the realm of the miraculous, which is just so beyond. It's like the mind can't comprehend. So, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or want to share experiences, please post them in the comments below. And if you know of someone that needs to hear this information, please share it with them. I always appreciate that. So until next time, all of my love. Take care of yourselves and each other.